All right, everyone. Um, Welcome to this beautiful, auspicious day here. I'm calling from Maine, and Judy's in Oregon, and Kalimah is in New York City.
I love it.
And we're excited to begin our journey together with the consortium and a very different flavor from the school I just worked with. Uh, that's beautiful. And today we have this opportunity to acknowledge the ancestors and to, that's
Yeah,
perfect.
better background.
Mountains.
Now we really can see where we all are. Sorry, go ahead, Shelley.
Oh, no, it's fine because we're just kind of grounding ourselves. So I'm gonna light some sage and just cleanse the way, open the way here, and then we will do a heart resonance like we did the other time we came together. And um, I don't know, Judy, do you want to open with the heart resonance today?
Sure.
Okay,
Either way. Whichever.
right. Yeah, and if I feel to add something, I will, but
Yes.
sounds really perfect. But let's just open the way here. Come on, baby. Um, so I just have some I have some tobacco, I have some sage, I have some cedar, and I'll show you the cornmeal that's right over here as well. We're just gonna we need the big guns for this opening. Opening the it's like this little feather, but we're gonna call in the we need the eagle. We're calling in the eagle for this one. So just taking a few breaths of this sage, cedar, and sweetgrass, right? Sweetgrass. And here, over here is the little bowl of Hopi corn, literally from Hopi land, and just making it known that we're here and acknowledging the ancestors through the land acknowledgement, which we'll start with, um, but that we are really calling in um, our light-bearing ancestors, ancestors that still walk beneath the soil of New York City, in between two rivers, which was really amazing to see this morning. So, with humility and compassion and love, and also want to acknowledge your ancestors. That's really important. Can you just share where your ancestry? We haven't, I don't know about that yet. Oh,
Um, well, yes, I mean, here, my mom was born in Maryland, and my father is from St. Kitts.
mm, beautiful.
I'm sorry, where is it from?
Oh, from St. Kitts and Nevis
Ah,
in the Caribbean.
Caribbean, yeah. Okay, that felt really important to bring in your ancestry and the lineage from your grandcestors. They're here and they want to participate. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Judy, and we're going to just do this, bringing us into greater coherence and wholeness together.
Mm.
yeah. So just take a couple nice, easy breaths. Let yourself become just really present. Everyone's been very busy. Just put those little chitter chatters and to-do lists up on a shelf and let yourself drop in and really feel your breath going in and out of your lungs, in and out of your nostrils, out your mouth, letting yourself ground your sit bone feeling on the chair. And focus your attention in your heart. And as you breathe, expand it, open it, and feel the love that's here today. Feel it. We have the three of us connected through the heart, and we're expanding to a greater group. So first we're going to connect with the mother. So let the energy from the heart go down your body, down your spine, through the legs, and picture roots going down through your feet into the earth. You can picture them like red branches of light finding their way down through the rocks and the gases to find a beautiful crystalline emerald heart, the heart of the mother in the center of the earth. Connect with her and feel her support for you, for all of us, and her gratitude for our relation to her, and that we're seeing and honoring her and our oneness with her. So breathe into that and really feel her support, and know that we are guided and we don't have to do anything. So we just listen and breathe and follow this line of light and love. So lift that line of light metaphorically to the center, to the source, to the place where whatever you call creator, source, that divine love wisdom. And see a column of light connecting the heart of the mother with the creator, and you standing in that column of light, and knowing that you are one with that column. You are one, you are a spark of source, as Mother Earth is a spark of source. So we stand in that field of light, and in that we have access through all time and space, through all dimensions. And today we're going to connect with those aligned with this school, the Winchenden School in New York City, and with Kalimah, and with the Sacred Evolutionary Dowsing Consortium. You're all standing in this massive, beautiful column of light. And it's connected to this wide network of light that extends out from source. And through it, we have access to all of these helpers. So we have the archangels, we have our ancestors of each of us, we have the ancestors of the land, the indigenous people, and those even before them. Those that we don't even know about, that may have, whether they're galactic beings that came and seeded the earth. We honor all the energy and light and intention that has brought Earth to its beautiful place, and the expansion that we're in the midst of in human consciousness. So we call in this full team, these galactic beings, the archangels, our ancestors, and all our guides, the elementals, the water of the planet, which carries such beautiful energy and life through every drop, every bit of steam, all the rivers, everything, even as we were speaking last night, through the pipes in the school, all that water is sacred. Even the water that takes away our waste, we bless it all, and we honor it and thank it and ask it to join us in this healing, as well as the fire, the electricity within the building, that fire deva, the wind, the movement of the air that helps us cleanse, the ether, that one with no name, the one that connects all of them, the sub between all the particles and cells of each of these elementals. We have that consciousness. We include the dragons and fairies and gnomes and all the realms, all those helping us. We invite those in relation to this school this expansion of consciousness for the students, for the intention of the school, for all the staff, for all the future residents of this space and past. The moment is now. It is all in the present. So we call in our team, even those that we don't know yet, those by name, but that resonate and stand in this high frequency, in this intention. So from this point on, we will just call this our team with a capital T. And when we call on our team, it includes this entire group. So know you are held in this column of light with this full team beside you and helping each of us to open this school and Kalimah and each student to their fullest potential, their highest and best for all. Shelley, do you want to add anything?
No, I think that was beautiful. Thank you.
So we stand in this grounded space and just feel this so that anytime that we come together, this is where we drop into. So even if we just say, okay, we only have a minute, let's gather in this our column of light, connect with the heart. Our team with the capital T is here, and we are aligned. We can just drop right in. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
So now we will move outside. We're going to take our bodies and we're going to go stand outside the front of the building. And we're going to do that by this. Let's see. Hold on. It should be this one. Oops. Let's move this over a little bit. All right. Let's get rid of that. All right. Oop. I was going to grab my other one, but okay, we have this one. So here we are. And I'm going to go out a little bit. I want to take us out a little bit and we'll come back in because I just want.
Just for my reference, do we do that before the land acknowledgement?
I am going to do.
Order. I'm just asking.
We are doing the land acknowledgement.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thought you were opening it. Good. I'll just.
Giving us perspective.
Yeah. Perfect.
So just to note, you know, for the people that are watching, that where this Empire State Building and where this school is, look at it's so interesting sitting on in Manhattan with these two rivers running between. So that's something we'll work with, be aware of. And coming back in to 34th Street. And I just want to make sure, is this the entrance right here or is it this one?
So it should be, sorry, it's hard for me to see. The way it's zoomed in, this is the north side, right?
Oh, it's just that's
Oh, got it. I guess I'm just trying to orient myself.
okay, so that's
we're
34th. Is the door to get in on 34th Street?
Yes, the door to get in is on 34th Street. Yes, that is correct.
What
Sorry,
this thing,
I'm not used to this view, so I'm also like, it must be the building. It must be this. You see how it says the Winchenden School, New York City at the top of the roof on
Yeah.
the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the building.
Okay, good. That's all we want. So as if we're standing outside and we can see the top of the building. Okay. So we are going to do the, I just wanted to get sort of oriented because if we were standing there, we would be, we would be doing this land acknowledgement at this point. All right. And just giving everyone a sense of the building, the roof, and, you know, we're going to create our our piece of land or tree where we're going to make this offering. So I just wanted to give that share, just to have a perspective of where we're standing, okay? All right.
Thank you.
So I might as well just put this up here. Guess I can show this as well. Hold on. And now we'll just share this land acknowledgement. You should be just put out. Okay, since we're all on screen. Okay, so this would be a time that you would imagine having an offering. And as we said in the very beginning, we have you would at least have some tobacco. And ultimately, if you really don't have tobacco, you can use a strand of your hair and you could wrap it around. If you could just find a little, I don't know if you can find that in New York City, but a little tree branch or something, you could take that, and you could also use water. So just giving it, a little set. But Judy and I both brought our sacred medicines, and so we've already done that. And just imagine holding that piece of some tobacco in your hand. So the land acknowledgement is, and I'm just going to read this, and then together we'll read the actual acknowledgement, but understanding that the reason that we're doing this is it really supports a return to sacred, a return to our sacred relationship to the land, to our ancestors, some of the beings that Judy was speaking to, but essentially those that really walked the earth and still are here. So the land acknowledgement is about expressing gratitude and appreciation for those whose territory we inhabit, and is essential for honoring the indigenous people who have lived and worked on this land since time immemorial. Understanding the extensive history for supporting grasping our place within it. The land acknowledgement promotes mindfulness and fosters deep connections with the land and its original people through our ongoing present and engagement. And I highly recommend, inviting, given next fall to talk, we'll go deeper into this, because it's a very powerful piece to invite people to understand they're just not in a building. We're not just, that there's something more going on here, right? And so that this offering serves as a formal statement to the landowner or occupant. And right now we're acknowledging you as the one who is, speaking for the building, and the school, acknowledging the unique and enduring relationship between indigenous peoples and the traditional territories. So we're going to read this together. So just energetically, what I would say is put yourself on mute, and so that you can say it out loud to yourselves, but then it will be a clear recording. And then if anything is needing to be shifted, we can talk about that. So together, we want to acknowledge that this dowsing is being held in the traditional homelands of the indigenous Haudenosaunee, a confederation of Iroquoian-speaking nations, Mohawk, Oneida. And I'm thinking, why is Lenape not on here? So we're just going to hold that, because I know New York is Lenape as well. So, and also Judy will talk at the end of this, because she brought in that beautiful article, by the way, and they were talking about Lenape, and Lenape isn't in here. So guess what? We're just gonna put the Lenape right in here right now as we speak, because they need to be here. Okay. For 13,000 years, they lived, fished, hunted, and traveled throughout the region. We wish to honor and respect those who maintain the land, water, flora, and fauna we see today. It is now the home of the Winchenden School, which is honored to be its steward. We have come together to pay our respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. We acknowledge that we are still learning about the First Nations people of the past at 45 West 34th Street, New York, within the Catskill, Delaware, and Croton watersheds. We also recognize the hardships they continue to endure after the loss of unceded homelands and affirm our responsibility to foster relationships and opportunities that strengthen the well-being of the First Nation people who carry forward the traditions of their ancestors. We express our deep gratitude and ask for forgiveness for the ignorance of our shared humanity. We wish to honor the elders and custodians of this land and respectfully request permission to engage in this work. We seek guidance in removing all obstacles, creating deeper resonance, and restoring harmony and balance to the land and water in joy, peace, and truth for the highest good of all. And so it is, and so it is done. It is done. It is done. So you guys can take yourself off mute. Sorry. In the middle, I was like, oh, probably should have left it on. So also, so I just want to, before I say anything else, I want to stop the share and allow anything that, is there anything else that needs to be shifted or changed or you want to add to that land acknowledgement? Judy? Very good. Okay, cool. Kalimah?
Well, interesting, there's a sign right in front of the building that speaks to a prior structure, which was actually a church where the abolitionists would gather, and Sojourner Truth is said to have spoken there as
Oh,
well. Yeah.
so before this building there was a church here.
Yeah, like this same block. I mean, I'm not sure the exact how you would, equate it because there's a number of buildings that are in the same space. So I don't know exactly which buildings encompass that same space, but it's pretty much right across from the sign is right next to where our building is.
Okay, so that's really beautiful, and we need to like bring that in. Amazing to me. This is so crazy because when I'm going to just say this, when I opened the other school this morning, all of a sudden, like there was I started the land acknowledgement and I couldn't, like I had to stop. And it was this very clear piece with the church. And so very interesting that it's showing up here on a similar level, but also not as a resistance, but as a opening to, the enslaved consciousness, the African people, the abolitionists. And I think that's really important that the dowsing, because we open to whatever is moving in the dowsing, right? So that's powerful. So thank you for sharing that. And we hold that in this space. Interesting.
I got very emotional as I was reading this. It was like really a lot
I
came up.
was gonna put it in the chat what I was just describing, sorry.
Okay, great. Perfect. I'll save that and add it to our documents. Okay. Very cool. All right. Mm.
Who did you say spoke? I couldn't hear you, Kalimah, at the church.
Oh, I put it in the chat, but it
Oh,
said
sorry.
that this is the
Sojourner
location.
Truth. Yeah, she was a very
Awesome.
well-known.
Truth, Frederick Douglass, and William Lloyd Garrison.
Mm.
The church though, right? So the church had been in Lower Manhattan, and then it was moved to this area, and they saying that this area was then nicknamed Liberty Corner.
Mm.
Perfect. Well, isn't that interesting, Kalimah, given, and people will see your pre-dowsing form and the things that we've talked about, is that this, and I'm going to be quiet because it's part of the intention, is that it's about freedom and for freedom.
Yes.
And so
And
we just had a little snapshot of where we're going. That's so cool. I love it. That's so amazing. Okay. All right. Um, so now we're going to open the school. Are you ready?
yeah.
Bring this back. Okay. So bringing this back as if we're standing outside and we're standing next to that sign. And we can see the roof line and see this building here. And your school is on the 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth.
Fifth floor, yes.
So your window is like right there.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay. All right. So just taking a couple of breaths. We've made our offering, imagining we've just made our offering to the land, to the people, to the watershed, to the rivers running around the building. And we want to imagine and visualize, as Judy was describing that amazing white light from the great central sun coming down, just it feels like important just to kind of go there first and imagining this. Well, if you, first of all, if you imagined like a pyramid on top of the building and where that apex might be, just envisioning it. And then seeing this beautiful crystalline white light coming down from the great central sun, just as it was coming through our bodies, just seeing it come through the building, through each and every floor. So we'll talk about this later. So just through each and every floor till it comes to your floor. And just expanding out from the 6th floor down to the 5th floor and expanding out into all the offices and closets and under the desks and just filling this beautiful building with light. Now, we're not dousing the entire building per se, but this light doesn't just stop there, obviously. And so in the understanding of the highest good for all and that everything's recalibrating to that, this light is moving wherever it wants to move and needs to just clear and cleanse, moving through the different chakras of the building. And we will see it for the sake of the good of all, see it just moving out in all directions and down to the floor, down to the basement. And from the center of the earth, moving up through the center of the building, a violet flame of transmutation, that this energy is moving clockwise and just moving up through the center of the building, coming up to the 5th floor, expanding out, and moving up towards that apex of light. And this energy of transmutation is also within it is the frequency of the rose, unconditional love. We want to envision this beautiful bubble right now around the entire building. And that goes under the building, under the basement, into the earth, and above that apex. And that anybody walking into the building and into your school is really flooded with this frequency of love. It's very warming. And then as a part of this violet flame is also this beautiful royal blue or sapphire blue frequencies. See this as a bubble or a cocoon or an orb, however works for you, around the building, up under the building and up over the apex. And this holds the frequency of empowerment, power, but the power of love. So that anyone walking into the space feels that sensate feeling. And also, this is a frequency of protection, but specifically around your floors. But we can see it expanding out. Maybe it just gets a little bit lighter around the whole building, under the building. And that anything that's going on in the space is held within the space, and anything that's going on is protected. I'm also feeling it's important to say it's, really that energy of Archangel Michael. And also we can, at this moment, just feel the energy of the Divine Mother coming in to the space as a balance, as a holding that love, protecting the children. As a sacred guardian, sacred mother. And then we can envision a emerald green bubble or orb coming around, expanding out for the vitality and health, heart health of all the children and teachers. Everyone is walking into that space. Vitality. And lastly, this beautiful energy of magenta coming around the building, holding that frequency of unity. And how perfect and beautiful to hold this frequency with children and the love of rainbows and that joy, energy, magic. And finally, seeing this beautiful golden light coming down and around the building and all the way down to the ground, and know that it penetrates into the earth. It's not stopped by the cement by any means. And this sense of wholeness and for the highest good of all. With this frequency of love and compassion and kindness and care, and being an attractor for this school's highest good, whatever that may be. And with that, just coming back. And this is a great place to offer your intention, Kalimah, into the space. Well, where you are, right here, right now.
My intention is for this space to continue in its mission of serving students and families. Also to be able to function independently and be healthy and on all levels. And that I mean financially healthy, as well as energetically healthy, as well as everyone who's connected to the space, right? So the faculty, the leadership team, the students and their families, to all experience that abundance in terms of resources and well-being.
Okay, is that it? Complete? Okay, so I'm going to ask Judy if you have anything else you would like to add to support Kalimah and the school, since here we are, and then I'll share.
One thing I just wanted, just that came in as we were, all those the beautiful light coming in, is that as we just a reframing of how we think about the building and the cement, that they are part of Mother Earth. So they're stone, they're sand. They are part of her. The metal is part of her. And just because they're dense and hard doesn't mean that they can't be penetrated with love, or can't be a carrier for love. If we think about how hard diamonds are, and yet they are a part of the mother. So just thinking of the building as part of the whole with Earth. And, we think of cities as being separate. And I realize, they sometimes influence or break the connection with nature. So we're just going to, maybe that might be one of the intentions, I guess, is that we ask the building to connect the students to nature through energy, through whatever means it can.
Oh, thank you for that. Yeah.
Lovely.
Just that. Oh.
Very good.
I guess just if there's any clarity on the school being independent, that whatever, I guess, sorry, there's no limits on whether that's still associated with the other school or not. We'll just leave it that it is independent, because who knows how that might be. And then I just wanted to just ask Kalimah if you wanted to include intentions for yourself as well, because you are.
Yeah, I want to be able to move gracefully and with ease into the next chapter of my own journey.
And you had mentioned freedom and independence as well. So that the freedom, and whether abundance or whatever that is, to have the resources to move into
Yes.
freedom. Great. Gently, with grace and ease.
Grace and ease and
Yeah.
abundance and expansion, whatever that means, of my own gifts and
Mhm.
purpose in this life.
Are you complete, Judy?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. So do I have permission to share what I?
Yeah.
Um, I think all this is really beautiful, and I think that was great to add that the movement of you moving in and someone else taking your place, who's competent and carries the love.
Mhm. Yes, that's important. Yeah.
So, and we mentioned about the health, that the building really brings us, really supports vitality and health, which you already spoke to. Judy spoke to the freedom. So, something about relationships
Mm.
that the school, I'm just feeding you, just like this, like, so what does it feel like to you because you used the word thrive when we were together. So what does it feel to you? Describe thrive. Describe what's happening so that the universe can be clear about what we're calling in.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just
And that just pop.
Judy,
Just okay. Go ahead.
well,
finish.
one of the challenges that I think um underlies some of our cultural challenges is that unhealthy relationships, I would say. I want to just say, like, a lot of the members of our community struggle with anxiety or struggle with depression, and therefore a lot of the relationships have some, like, whether it's underlying codependency or there are elements of manipulation or coercion in those relationships. And this is adults and students. And so for me, part of that thriving or, that shift toward a healthy and well-being is to have healthy relationships, to be able
Mhm.
to support each other, to be able to use your own voice to advocate for the things that you need or want, but in a way that's healthy and not harmful is basically what I'm saying. It's like not just not toxic. But I don't know if I'm saying that the way.
It's really important to reframe that. So,
Yeah.
so if it wasn't toxic, and these experiences were happening, so maybe you're bringing in a new part of the program where people can learn actually how to be in resonance with each other. That
Yeah.
that's something, so I want you to kind of feel it out and kind of see if you can.
Got it. To say the intention as the positive of what we desire, which is relationships that are based on emotional awareness and people being able to attend to their own healing so that when they engage with one another, they do so from the highest intention and some sense of energetic sovereignty, right? So just ability to have healthy boundaries in their relationships and their communication, as well as support one another in a way that allows everyone to experience the best of themselves.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How does that feel? So as if this is actually, it's more than you can imagine. It's like that there's something comes in that supports and helps this engagement of fostering mutually beneficial relationships. How's that?
Yes, and respectful community, right? People, the respect and care and support and authenticity and kindness. Yes.
Yeah, the sounds really perfect. Great. Charter of Compassion. Maybe you want to bring that into the school.
Mm.
Do you know about that?
No. Mm-mm.
Great. I'll send it to you. Okay. Yeah. So the new information's coming in. So the school becomes an enlightened space. Ta-da. Okay. Okay. Now, Judy, did you want to, it's really important, like to let Kalima pull it up, most,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, and I apologize because I thought it was just what you were talking about, and it turns out it was separate. So I apologize for. So what I ask my clients a lot of times is what would it feel like for someone to walk in to the school?
Mm.
So if it's a new student or a new teacher or a parent, so words like, I won't,
Yeah,
welcoming or
they will feel a sense of peace.
Mhm.
Um, and also that sense of community and welcome. Um, also feeling acceptance, joy, and appreciation. Yeah. Sense of belonging and connection.
Yeah, great.
So given the school continues, it has that people are actually really excited. They're joyful about it. And
Yes.
what that brings the financial abundance because people are willing
Yes.
to show up. So they're feeling that connection with each other. And the only other thing I'm going to add is safety, because
Mm,
without safety, that this is a space
Safe,
that
safe.
that feels safe.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very important.
I think that's pretty much, yeah, and that holding the understanding that everything is reorganizing at this point for the highest good, for the highest good for all. That means you that leave, or the teachers that leave, and the new teachers that come in, or if, we don't know what's going to happen. Our intention is that it can continue in a way
Yeah.
serves the children in the highest form,
Mhm.
right? And so we just trust now because there's going to be a lot of, with the dowsing, there'll be a lot of, some shifting. We don't know how that's going to look, right? But that we trust. And then that's the other piece, that there's a building of trusting relationships within the school.
Yeah, trusting
Maybe just
relationship.
as an extension of that, because we've talked about relationships with the students and the teachers, but to mention that the relationship with the, I don't know if you call it
Leadership.
parent school or the Connecticut school. So not to say what happens with it, but that it is healed, expanded. You've mentioned independence and freedom, but that it's because there's some things that aren't working right now, so that those are.
Yeah, and I guess that's why I kind of put that into the healing aspect, because I just think there's a lot of healing that probably is still needing to take place. And I think that's just a huge part of it.
Because that healing will again could bring financial.
Mm-hmm.
I think that fits also with the mutually beneficial relationships, that the relationship of the two schools come into a higher order. And
Yeah.
that's a great way to say that. That relationships of the school are mutually beneficial for both. And there's a
Mm,
relaxing of the hold and control in allowing something to flow, or there's a new idea that pops in a way that we can't imagine, that will support the school in ways that we can't imagine at this point. So I think we're good. I think
Mm.
thank you for participating in that. That was okay. So I do want to, so usually the next piece that what I would be doing is walking with someone, the doorway, the front door to the space is like the front door to your heart. And you're going to hear more about this because we have a feng shui master as a part of our group. And just on a side note, like I said, we'll probably need a red envelope. I'll explain that later. That'll get explained but for now, so how you come into the building, and obviously this is a New York City building. You're coming in through a lobby and you're going to the elevator to get up. Okay. So just to be clear, is the school just the fifth floor?
So our school occupies the fifth and half of the sixth
Okay.
floor.
Okay, half of the six. Okay. So we want to look at, so I'm just gonna so when you come off the elevator, I don't think we have a picture of that. Or is that
You do.
I do. Okay, hold
That's the glass.
Okay, hold on.
The glass,
I'm gonna
the
bring
double glass door
okay,
that has the school symbol on it.
okay, here.
Oh, sorry. That one. Yes, that's what you see when the elevator doors open. This is what you would see.
Perfect. So we're not going to say too much about this because obviously you're walking in to a very open space. And
Mhm.
we're going to leave this for the group to talk about. Um,
No.
but really, you just want to feel, the idea is that when you walk into a space, you want to feel, for me, from a dowsing perspective, it's like you want to feel that sensate experience of joy, that the energy isn't just coming in the front door, going out the back, that there's a sense of the energies being held in the space. And and that it's like an open receiver for the intentions that we're creating for it, right? And that's all I'm going to say right now because we're not, this is a different experience. If it was a house, we would be looking at the pathway and
Oh, got it. Yeah, the energy flow and all.
not blocking it. I also know there are some polarity issues going on there, and there's definitely dowsing issues and feng shui issues. So all of that we'll have a chance to take a look at because we are meeting next Tuesday, and we'll talk about how it looks like we're going to move forward. But just know from this place that the dowsing is already happening. So if something gets so to stay in communication like we have been, that we
Mhm.
can, and I would actually ask that now there's no more separate conversations, that everything gets channeled to that one group text.
Give us that
So
group
what, the three of us, you mean?
Of us, yeah. So that,
Okay, yeah.
so just so that things can be transparent, that's
Mhm.
piece. And then we'll communicate with the consortium, and then we'll communicate back with you, right?
Okay.
So, and then the next part of it would include the assessment, checking in and doing the assessment from the diagrams you've given. And then there's 12 different people sharing what they're seeing and what's going on. So, and all of that we'll get back to you. So
Okay.
so probably, and as long as you're sharing, like, this is happening, this is happening. Oh my God, we just got a $200,000 fund.
Got it. Yeah. Mhm.
No, it's going to happen.
Why not 2 million? Come on, let's not limit
We need millions, yeah.
Keeping us in touch with what's happening, but
Yes.
knowing that it's the dowsing. Okay.
Okay.
Um, oh, I think that's pretty much it for the recording.
Okay.
Is there anything else that, and we're going to do a closing?
Did you talk about the watersheds already, or we weren't going to?
So basically, I'm not talking about the watersheds. It's on the second. So always in the land acknowledgements on the second page, it talks about the watershed, gives you a little bit of history. Judy just gave more history. Um, so it's for you to investigate. It's for you,
Yeah.
like, oh my God, something perks in you and you want to or you don't. There's no have tos. I'm not going to get into the watershed. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that.
Yeah,
And
because I live in the Lower Hudson Valley, so I actually spend a lot of time in those in that area that is being referred to, if that makes sense,
okay.
because I live up there along the river.
Okay. And I did, just for the sake of the consortium hearing this, I did ask for Kalimah's home because I feel like something's sitting there and I haven't really taken a closer look at, and that's not necessarily part of the consortium, but who knows? We'll have to see whether that comes up, and but we can talk about that aside from the consortium.
Oh, and it's an apartment, by the way. It's an apartment complex.
Okay, great. So let's do a closing. I think we've done enough, and just know that you just rest and be available to spirit, and we just see what happens from here. And yeah, so you want to close, Judy?
You go ahead. You go.
Oh, wow. Whew. Just acknowledging the power, the joy, the ease, the opening of the heart for this beautiful building that is built with the all the particles of Mother Earth. We just want to acknowledge the energy of evolution, of creation, of the pulse of that creation moving us together, moving us as one thought, one heart, fully connected to the mother, fully connected to the heart of heaven. The children are thriving. Everyone is in their highest order. We want to just thank all the nature spirits and elementals. Deva of the school, who we haven't really totally spoken to yet. Mm. Masters and teachers, lady masters, angels and archangels, the Evolutionary Council of Light, all of our guides and guidance here that are coming together, surrounding us, supporting us as we move forward in this powerful, auspicious experience. That school is a beacon of light. The building radiates. People are calling and want to know more, and just give great thanks to Divine Mother, Divine Father, the Christ consciousness. The acknowledgement of the abolitionists and the movement towards freedom, to Kalimah's freedom, to the school's freedom, independence. And on this day of the dark moon, as we move into the new moon, a perfect time for new beginnings. We thank the four directions. We honor the sacred medicines that came here today to participate. And the spirit of water that's surrounding this school and connecting our hearts. We thank everyone in the consortium who's watching this and listening, bringing their beautiful sacred gifts, wisdom. May the school find its highest order. May we be hollow bones, continuing to listen. We are listening. And for the highest good of the whole, we say, we love you, we love you, we love you. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you. Amen. Aho, Ashe. Amen. Blessings, 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 and so it is. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Ah.